Anyways, welcome back to Chipbox. We got our block back from R&R Speed Shop. Got new pistons. They put them on the rods. They had to punch it out 60 over because it wouldn't clean up at 40. So it wouldn't clean up at 30. Wouldn't clean up at 40. So they punched it 60 over, which is the older block. So it's got like the thicker casting and stuff. It's pre 74, I believe. So that's the one we're putting together. It's actually out of a 72 model Chevrolet pickup, original block that I had years ago. So we're getting it put back together. We're gonna put it in booger. I got the full rebuild kit. I'm just still waiting on my heads. I gotta go pick them up. Uh, I got a camshaft from Lenati. It's a bare bones. I don't know the specs on it, but it's pretty much like the old days when they said I got an RV cam or I got a 3/4 cam. It's the same thing. So I didn't want it real thumpy. I wanted it to still be able to drive it real good without having the loping and the tuning and all that stuff. I mean, it's gonna be a stock build. I'm running a quadrijet on it too, so if that says anything. But we got our crankback right there. It's been ground and all that stuff. We got all the bearings, but you can see all the cross hatching back in there. I done washed the block. I took it outside and I cleaned it up. Best, they do a good job at cleaning them anyway, but I feel better when I do it myself. So, but anyways, here's my pistons. I'm putting the rings on now, getting all them squared away. But we got boogers front end put back together. I mean, the caps are sitting on there, come off, but we got all new bushings and ball joints, tie rods, drag links, all that good stuff. And I'm starting to clean up on the firewall. We're going to put some clear coat on it so it quit rusting. But brand new core support, brand new body bushings on it. And it is a 5-lug now. So I got the tires for them rims, beauty caps, and centers and all that to match them. I just got to put them all together. But we're going to set this camera up and probably ain't going to do too much talking. We'll just kind of show you what I'm doing and maybe add some music in and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll get back with you. Anyways, I can't play the music because of monetization and all that on YouTube. So I'm going to be putting all my pistons together and we'll get that done. We'll get back with you. I ain't clocking them yet. I put them all, the way I do mine, I always put them all together and I spin them to where I get them clocked. So we'll do that once I get all the pistons put together. And then we're using Hastings. It's a stock build. I mean, stock pistons, they're just punched 60 over. But this is the one R&R recommended me. So that's the ones we're using. And yeah, which kind of trips me up because normal rings that I put in normally has a dot or a line showing which side's up, but these don't. So, I mean, there ain't even a ridge on it. It's beveled in or anything. So, who knows? We're just gonna go with it. Normally, there's like a beveled in you could feel to tell which side's up, which side down, but there ain't on these. So that's what we're doing. I'll get back with you. All right. All right, so I can go ahead and see what our crank's gonna do. Now I always take like brake clean. I like to clean my bearing surfaces really good because I don't want no oil. I don't want no slick stuff in there. I don't want to take a chance of them bearings spinning. Plus, you get dirt out. Yeah. I ain't done too many of these things, but I've done enough. Not really rebuilt the whole motor, but I put bearings in when the whole motor should have been rebuilt. And they ran for a long time. You know, we all can't be perfect. So, line up the groove. Press. Make sure she's good and flat. That's one thing. All right. You got 2000s. We're good. Now we take the crank back out. Put some lube in it. All right, let's lube her up real good like. I like to get some on my finger. Get that cam bearing real good. That way it's in there. Because as you push the cam in, you're losing some. So, you know how you lube the cam up. When you push that cam in, you're wiping off some of the lube and stuff. So I like making sure I get them all pretty good. Just at least some on there. Put it right here where your rear main seal meets. That way she seals off real good. All right, so We had a little mishap happen. My motor that I took him the crank and my block down there to him, my crank was shot. So he said he had another crank, so he took that my crank, chunked it, and gave me another crank, turned it, did everything it was supposed to do. Well, now I put the motor or put the number one piston in, and that's top dead center. All right, see how it's down in the bore? It's not supposed to be like that. So I called Kevin. I said, "Hey man, this crank that I put in this motor, I don't think it's right." And he said, "What's the number on it?" So I give him the number on it. He goes, "Man, that's a 307 crank." And I said, "Oh, okay." So I think whoever was doing the machining that day probably got it mixed up in different piles. But he's gonna take care of me. He's gonna, he's gonna get me my other crank, and when I get it back, then I'll start the video from where I'm at right now. Got the number one piston in and all that good stuff. But I mean, stuff happens, and this. I like to say this is the first time it's ever happened, but I mean, stuff happens. You mess with motors and all this other stuff, stuff's gonna happen. Um, you know, it is what it is. And I ain't no hurry, so we'll get this tore back apart, get the crank took back up there, get a different crank, and we'll start the video back from this point when I get the other crank in. All right, welcome back to Chip Box. Been a while. We got the motor stuff back, and I got it back to the point where we cut off last time. Except I went ahead and put the other head on and lifters and all that good stuff, stuck the cam in. So there it is. So we got the right crank in this time. It's top dead center, all the way to the top. But we got our crank in, or got our camshaft in, lifters in, push rods, rocker arms. I got my rocker arms soaking in that bucket over there for now for this side. But we're about to stick his head on, get it put together. And then once we get it all put together, we're gonna take it and get it painted. Hopefully get in the truck this week sometime. I'll set the camera up. I already cleaned all the surfaces and stuff. Well, thought I did. These are the heads I had redone. New valve springs, guides, new seats. Cleaned up the valves real good. But they're the original to the motor, so he done a good job redoing them. Can't be more happier. Got some new head bolts. They definitely make sure them things ain't going nowhere. It's already got the sealing on it. The thing is every time I get something, I'm missing something, so I'm having to find it. And the problems with these projects is when you wait. Okay. When you tear them down and then it takes a while for you to get around to them, you tend to forget where you put your parts. Like me, I got parts and bolts and stuff just laid around everywhere because we're in the process of moving stuff from different shops and houses. And I'm trying to get this truck done so I can get it put back together and I can start working on my house because we're selling our house for we'll be buying some land somewhere. So yeah. And how I like to do my lifter, especially since this is a flat tappet. So what I like doing, especially since it's a flat tappet and I don't trust the metals now, I take a little bit of my semi-lube, which the cam's already, I soaked the crap out of it, but I like getting as much on them journals as I can. They might think I'm crazy, but I don't want to take a chance of wiping it. It might wipe anyway, who knows. Then I take my old Ragsys here, finger, leave the bores. Get them all lubed up. I take it, wipe the bottom off. Put some on the bottom of the lifter. Make sure she goes down in there good. Good. Lifters are installed. And let's go. On top. Do never fire one dry. Because once we get everything put in, then we adjust our valves, put the cranky or put the intake on. We're gonna spin it over, doing our valves, and then I got the priming tool. We're gonna prime it. And we're gonna make sure every one of these push rods is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Which I ain't adjusting nothing because I got my rockers that are over here in the jug cleaning. So we get them clean, we get them rockers clean, and all that good stuff. I'll get back with you. So I got all rockers cleaned up, fulcrum balls, whatever you call them things, and the nuts. I got them all on. I'm gonna show y'all how I kind of lash valves, whether it be right or wrong. That's how I do it. You don't want to cinch your socket all the way down on the rockers to give you a false reading, but you want to spin it as you tighten it up, and as soon as you feel it drag, as soon as you feel her drag, you know she's tight. But the trick is, so it's on top dead center right now, but that don't really matter. How I do it, I just get them all to where it's zero lash, and I turn it 90 degrees, and I'll do it again, go through every one of them. Then I'll do it again. And once I get that done, I'll turn it another 90 degrees, and I'll go all the way back around. And then I'll turn it another 90 degrees, go all the way back around. I'll do it about 2 to 3 revolutions of the motor, and then I'll turn it again and just double check it. Normally 2 to 3 turns of the motor, it should get every one of them, but we'll go through it. Now what we're gonna do is each one we're gonna do half turn. So I'll just pump it there, go all the way down the hole. You set your preload right here. Alright, so all the valve lash is done. I always just fill them, get them until they barely touch. That way I know they're good, and I spin the motor over 90 degrees about 4 or 5 times. At least 2.5 revolutions to 3 revolutions of the full motor. And then I go from here all the way around. I do half, which it also depends on the cam you're using and everything else. You know what your preloads will be set at. So, but should be good to go. Now we're gonna start putting our intake gasket on. And some people do it, some people don't, but I like to take a little bit and just go around the water cooler passages. Kind of hold the gasket for me. I'll go ahead and do the China reel. Alright, so intake's on, head's on, valves adjusted. Now it's just about time to paint. I got a few other odd and end things I'm gonna do to it before I get it painted, but I'm gonna get that done, and then I'll get back with you after it's all painted, said and done, and put together. Alright, motor's painted. We got some other stuff put on it. I had to buy a new Harmonic balancer because the one I had was junk. So, but she's dry, and I'm gonna show you a little bit around it. And then, anyways, there it is. Turned out pretty good. I gotta get some different valve covers. They didn't turn out too good, but I sanded on them. They're just pitted. So I'm trying to get some new valve covers. Shop's disgusting right now. I gotta clean it up. I got stuff laid everywhere. Yeah. And this is the transmission. I just put a front seal in it, dipstick, the O-ring in it. I always put a little bit of Permatex around it, just to, I mean, not a lot, just a light coating. And then put a bolt through it, just kind of hold it still. And on the truck, I got my motor mounts in. Everything's ready to slide the motor in. This morning I took some of that. This right here was pretty rusty, and I took some of that rust preventator, kind of turned it from rust back to regular metal, so it says. I gotta seam seal it all the way down through there so nothing gets in there. But we're gonna get this motor and transmission put together and hopefully get it in the truck. And I'll get back with y'all when I get the motor and everything bolted together and get ready to slide it in the truck. All right, then. motor in. Everything's bolted up, put together, I hope. All the fluids are topped off. I gotta check the oil before we start it. But I'm gonna show you what I got done so far. So motor's in, everything's plumbed. I got the exhaust hooked up back half-assed till I can go back there and get a exhaust done. But everything's hooked up. New radiator mount, all that stuff. So got the starter hooked on a button so I can sit out here and monitor it. Got my RPM gauge hooked up. Oil pressure is right here. Kind of got a little paint on it, but you know, whatever. It's not staying on the truck. It's just there. And then I got my temperature gauge. So we can monitor everything from out here and see what she's doing. Anyways, we're gonna get the camera set up and we're gonna give it a try, see what she does. Hope she does good. Maybe. All right, everybody ready? Ready? Not ready. See what the oil looks like before we started. Gonna do it for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I'm nervous. Very.